Now, you were explaining about the history, culture, kind of the heritage of inland and that sort of thing. Could you describe it?
Certainly. The Inland Real Estate Group of Companies is headquartered here in Oak Brook, Illinois. It is a leader in the industry. It is one of the largest commercial real estate and finance groups in the country. We have nationwide about 1,600 employees, and we have a little over 25 billion in assets under management.
When was it formed?
The Inland Real Estate Group of Companies, it was formed as just Inland Real Estate Corporation in May of 1968. It was incorporated. It was founded by Daniel L. Goodwin and 3 of his fellow school teachers.
School teachers?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
How did they get into real estate? Was it?
Mr. Goodwin had a vision with regard to limited partnerships whereby everyday people could invest in real estate who really couldn't afford to on their own. And he set up these partnerships. However, the tax benefits for those partnerships were rescinded by an act of Congress in October of 1986. And so therefore, Mr. Goodwin branched out into finance, and today we have real estate investment trusts. We have 3 active trusts going on right now. We had one very successful liquidity event with Inland Real Estate, our Eastern REIT, which is Inland Real Estate Investment Trust Eastern. And so we are continuing. Today we are incorporating another real estate trust called iCare. And we continue on. Mr. Goodwin and his 3 partners are still together.
Really?
They work every day. They're here on the job. In fact, 6 days a week, some of them. And so his vision continues on, and I'm just delighted to have been part of this company for the last almost 30 years.
Impressive. It's nice to see companies like that were formed with an idea be able to continue and adapt to the changing times, without totally upsetting the whole concept that they started with.
Exactly. Mr. Goodwin was also able to anticipate certain cycles in the real estate world, getting out of the condo conversions in the 70s just in time, and going into other forms of commercial real estate primarily, not homes. Only in the beginning when he first started out. But it was apartments. I think we had over 46,000 apartments under management at one time. And so it's a very active, very flexible company, and the leadership is Daniel L. Goodwin.
Well, with the real estate business industry being what it is, I think that almost has to be a hallmark of any successful real estate or any company involved in real estate, to be flexible and adaptable.
That's very true. He's just inaugurated into the Hall of Fame for both the Illinois Association of Realtors and also Chicago Association of Realtors.
That's great.
Past couple of years.
That sounds like a well-deserved award.
The honors keep coming in.
Yeah.
He's very active, also with charities, very, very generous. The principals are very generous. I've been heading up the foundation, the Charities Foundation, for about 25 years now. And we hone in on 2 areas that we know best, and that's affordable housing and higher education. And we certainly have made our mark in those 2 areas.
Good. Excellent.
Through their generosity, that is.
So on the Torch Award,
Yes.
why did you enter the Torch Award competition, or what was the idea behind putting together the big package?
And the package was formidable, I must say. We worked on that. It was very, very thorough, which is also testament to the Better Business Bureau's investigation of who these companies really are and what they stand for. We were very pleased to enter and apply. We certainly have always incorporated 3 areas: integrity, ethics, and expertise. Those are the words that certainly best describe the Inland Real Estate group of companies. And so when I kept hearing more and more about the Torch Award and the very high standards that they embody, I was very excited to apply. And the Better Business Bureau, we did win in the category of a large corporation in 2009. We're very, very pleased about that. In all of our 40 years of business, that has got to be one of the highest honors that we've ever had. We've had many through the years because of our charities and community work.
How does the Torch Award and the process that you went through, how does that coincide with your overall business direction? How do the two parallel each other or merge?
Well, I love talking about that because we, the Inland Real Estate Group, with all of our investment products, no investor really, we have a track record bar none. We have all of these limited partnership vehicles, our investment trust vehicles. People have come out with at least their original capital. And I don't know of any other commercial real estate company in the nation that can say that. So our track record is the best, bar none.
Okay. How does ethics fit into the whole concept of inland?
Ethics fits in because no investor has lost any money. If the corporation, if a product, and you can imagine properties or investment vehicles aren't always what they seem, the parent company will step in and make sure that the investor does not lose any money. And so that kind of ethics is, they could have made even more money through all of these years with all of these many, many ventures, just thousands of them. But the stockholder, the investor, they're always premier in the eyes of the culture of this corporation.
Do you think that has its birth, or that concept comes from the founder being a teacher?
Yes, I think so. Not only does Mr. Goodwin never fail to teach all of us all the time, his systems of incubating these various companies and starting them has just been a phenomenal array of various corporate systems that have really proven well for the success of the Inland Real Estate Group.
Did entering the competition and developing that package teach you anything, or did it bring up things that you were surprised about, or bring all this material together?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that one. We had to really define what things extra we did as a corporation. For instance, following Sarbanes-Oxley's for our securities corporation, everyone has to do that. That's the law. What we do are the extra things, making sure that the properties are managed well and so on, so that the stockholders do not lose any money. So we learned to go, well, what else do we do? Instead of just answering the questions on the application, there was a lot more to it. And we actually, once we got into the process and how involved the process became, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed very much following through the whole application process to prove that we would be worthy of this prestigious Torch Award.
Yeah, I found it sometimes interesting that you discover things when you're asked questions. All of a sudden, you begin to think about things that you don't ordinarily do day in and day out.
You're absolutely right. it made us focus on other things as well.
How has the Torch Award benefited your business, the company, as well as, your business?
We are so thrilled with that, with the award itself, because it is the Better Business Bureau's highly rated assessment of us that certainly proved to be remarkable in various marketing materials that we were able to use. To have the Better Business Bureau's Torch Award and winning this award was, can we stop a minute?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Do you use it in marketing materials? Do you use it in presentations? That sort of thing.
There is no better indication for a business than the assessment, the highly rated assessment from the Better Business Bureau. We not only had the A+ rating, which was most meaningful, but to receive the prestigious Torch Award was wonderful. In our marketing materials, we had like a stamp of approval from the Better Business Bureau, which was an awesome thing for us. And yes, we use it in marketing materials, we tout it. We're very, very proud to have this wonderful, prestigious Torch Award for marketplace ethics.
How do you, have you seen any impact of it with your customers? Do they understand what it is? I'm curious if the people that you deal with see that and understand what it means.
I think the fact that the Better Business Bureau symbol is a tremendous prestige alone, and then to have them bless this corporation with the Torch Award is just phenomenal. And yes, we've used it everywhere that we can, and we are so proud to have it.
How about with employees? Internal communication types of things.
Absolutely, very impressed. Very impressed. Everybody has heard of the Better Business Bureau. The Better Business Bureau of Chicago and Northern Illinois is an extremely fine chapter, one of the best in the country, if not the best, certainly in my opinion. And to have them not only go through our application and see what we have done to deserve this award is just a tremendous stamp of approval on our ethics in the marketplace.
Okay. That completes the general questions. Let me ask this a question in terms of ethics in general. And what do you see in the importance of ethics in business overall? What role do you think they play?
Oh, I think ethics plays a primary role. If you don't have ethics in business, I don't see how you stay in business. People will catch on that you are not giving them a fair shake, whatever your product is. Certainly with an investment, a securities investment, or any of our investment vehicles, you have to absolutely be transparent and tell and divulge everything that you know about it so that the investor becomes a believer in your product. And if you don't have that, if you don't have ethics and honesty in business, you have nothing.
What do you think, you as a company, you work with other large corporations as well as smaller companies and that. What do you think the most important, ethical issue is in business? And I know I'm asking this on the fly, but in the discussions you've had with, and just in listening to your corporate, other corporate people talk and that, and the situations you've seen. What do you think? The ethics. Some key ethics issues today are.
Well, you certainly don't do very well in business if you cheat anyone. It gets pretty basic. It's everything you've learned in kindergarten pretty much stands the test of time, especially in business. You have to be honest and ethical and have your customer, whoever they are, whatever your business is, believe in your product and believe in you, knowing that they are going to get a fair deal.
Okay. All right. Would you like to say anything else about the Torch Award, about the BBB? It's not necessary. You're doing great. That's why I'm just
I'm a
sitting here
wreck.
listening. Because it's obvious you've thought about this, and I appreciate that.
Oh, gosh.
But is there anything else you would like to comment on, or anything that you haven't worked into an answer?
Well, there's just three words that describe any business that is successful, but in an honest way, and it's ethics, integrity, and expertise. And I do believe that the Inland Real Estate Group has all those qualities, and that transfers over to our employees, and actually those words describe our brand.
Okay. (2008) 50th anniversary, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So
it's-
that's pretty impressive for any company today. To still be the same, essentially the same company that they were when they started, with the same concept.
That's correct. We have a wall of fame out there. We have our 25-year club, our Century Club, and there are an awful lot of employees who have been here in excess of 25, 30 years. I am certainly not the only one. Again, the tone is always set at the top, and that is Mr. Goodwin and his three principals. They were with him from day one, and they're still here today.
Just having them in, I'm just going to leave this rolling because it's a means of taking notes
Okay.
as well. And I would like to take some, still photography just to back this up.
Okay.
And like I was saying, but
There is one other aspect to our culture which I find charming and very rare today, and that is Mr. Goodwin and the principals here at Inland continue to foster a family feeling. There are 850 people that are on this campus, and we have general staff meetings at Drury Lane 4 or 5 times a year. That was not so good. And we assemble there and feature a company. We make announcements there, and there's always a word from the chairman. And I have to tell you that there are no secrets. He believes in divulging and being very transparent here with all of our employees. He's very upfront about what is going on, also some problems that we might be encountering, and what he intends to do about them. It's a very comforting thing. It certainly quells rumors and makes for a happier staff.
Well, yeah, I've seen that in a number of companies where they tend to be closed-mouthed, and they say, well, we don't want anybody commenting about this and that. And the first thing that happens, they don't want people to talk about it, but the first thing that happens is because they don't want people to talk about it, everybody's talking,
and they make up their own story.
Oh, yes.
When the original story is probably not all that bad. So it's a very smart thing to do, and it's a lovely aspect of our culture here, and it fosters this family feeling.
As a consultant, I've seen so often where people say, well, we don't want people talking about it, and it's the idea that if there's an information vacuum, something is going to fill it.
That's exactly true.
It's a basic principle of physics, and it works in the real world too.
Exactly.
That, if people don't know, they will make it up.
Right. It's
And
human
unfortunately,
nature.
They'll usually make it up not the right way.
That's true.
Yeah. Where do you have the torch award itself, the trophy?
It's upstairs in the chairman's suite.
Okay.
Um,
No, there's no need to go up there.
Okay.
Yeah, again, is there anything else you would like to say, or that we haven't covered? And is there anything? I was taking a look at one thing in the, and let me turn this off.